Here we are with the first of the Wave 24 from Attack Wing Vid Reviews, and we're starting with this one, which is the mini prize. We have, of course, seen this before. I didn't review it because I didn't have it at the time, but this is the Constitution class USS prize from the original series, and they've repainted it. So the original was a sort of dull bluey grey colour from memory, and they've just given it a nice kind of silver paint job, as you can see. Looks pretty nice, details okay, red Bassard collectors, pretty standard sort of silver paint touch across it, no kind of detail on the saucer, so we're not getting any of the shape in there. There's a bit of bad removal of an edge there as well, bit of bubbling on the engines in the paintwork. It's okay. It's nothing spectacular. Body's a bit fat at the bottom. At least the engines are straight, which is a first. But yeah, it's okay. It does the job. It does what it says on the tin. It's the Enterprise model. It is one of the smallest ones. I'm always afraid that if I sneeze, it's going to disappear. But yeah, the detail isn't superb. Deflector dish there at least has been detailed. But yeah, it's passable. I just think there are much better ones within the game, and it's a bit disappointing that it's this small considering the significance of the ship itself. So let's have a look at the pack. As you can see from the stand, we've got a 3 in attack, 1 in agility, 4 hull, 3 shield. Standard Federation actions of your evade, target lock, scan and battle stations. US Enterprise, of course you can have it as a Constitution class ship as well if you flip the base over. But yeah, let's take a look at the card itself. It is the USS Enterprise, as we said. Constitution class 3143, 4 crew slots, 1 weapon slot, 22 points unique because it is the Enterprise, of course. Unique action is that it can perform an action listed on its action bar while it has an auxiliary power token, which is great, so it means you aren't losing the ability to actually do one of your 4 basic actions that are listed in here, even though you're going to get those horrible red tokens on, because if we look at the actions on your movements, using a picture oddly of the refit ship, because it's the same pack effectively, you have the red 3 hard turns, you've got the greens forward at 1 and 2 plus the slight banks at 1, which are also your greens, and a unusual 2 reverse, so no 1 reverse but a 2 reverse in there. It's a very much a full reverse maneuver. You've got a 4 forward, so decent amount of speed, good maneuverability with the fact that you've got that 2 reverse in there, and the fact that you can use it with this and you're not going to lose the ability to perform one of your 4 basic actions as well. Nice little move for the ship, pretty decent. If you do go for the generic version, which for some reason again they have used the refit version from the movie on there, you do lose 1 of your shields, 2 of your crew options, and it takes you down to 20 points, plus you of course use the unique action that you've got in there. So it's okay, bit disappointed that they can't make the pictures up, but as you'll see, it is, if you've got the first version of this pack, it is exactly the same as that pack. Literally the only thing they've done is repaint the model. So for those of us who haven't had it before, your captain options are James T. Kirk. Stunning captain option, to be honest. He's got 2 elite options. He is unique. He's got a 9 captain skill, 6 points. Why you would not want to equip this guy is beyond me. Any Federation upgrades that you purchase for Kirk cost 3 squadron points. That's Federation elite action upgrades, and a place down beside his card. Each upgrade remains face down until you decide to use it, and then it can be turned face up in the rest of the game. So effectively you are holding actions that the rest of the team can't see, that your players can't see. It's that whole kind of no-win scenario thing, I suppose, that you know what, you can't tell what he's going to do next. A bit unpredictable, but as you'll see from the actions, I think there are certain ones that you would use with this pack pretty much straight away. Kirk, amazing option for a captain. Your second option is Christopher Pike, the preceding captain to Kirk. Captain skill of 6, still allows you to use your elite action on there, and he costs you 4 points. All of your crew upgrades cost 1 less squadron point, which is great if you use the Enterprise on the 22 point, the full whack, because you're going to have 4 crew slots. That's going to save you 4 points, which in a lot of cases is an extra crew option. Maybe it's fighting torpedoes if you've got like 1 point left over, but it's going to give you certainly a lot of options. So both of these captains are really good if you want to be using your crew options, because Federation ships are very, very crew focused. Generic captain is Ron Tracy from the Omega Glory. Generic 1 pointer, not really much worth saying about him. As we said, your weapons option is pretty standard as usual. It is your photon torpedoes, but because this is literally a repack of that Wave 0 ship, it still has the target lock to spend, and you disable it to perform the attack. You convert the battle station into the critical damage, forward or rear firing arcs you can use it from. This is important because, well, it does cost you 4 points, 2 to 3 range, costs you 3. So it uses 4 dice, costs you 3 points. This is the original card. So as we know now, it's gone to the sort of renewal tokens, the time tokens, rather than having this kind of disable and then re-enable feature. So an original card, unusual at this point in the game. Sorry. Crew options. We'll start at the top and work down. So you have Mr. Spock. If your ship has a scan token beside it, when you attack, you can convert all of your battle stations results to damage results. Fairly useful. You don't get a lot of battle stations results anyway, but might mean you get 1 or 2 extra points. You've got a 3 attack. You could convert maybe 1 or 2 of those over to damage. Spock is unique. One of your crew ones costs you 5 points. Good card, good solid upgrade. A lot more options in your battle for this one. So yeah, good call. Nice solid crew member action. Scotty is your second option. He's again a 5 pointer. You can either disable 2 of your shields to gain 2 extra attack dice, or you can repair 1 shield token and reduce your total attack by 2 this round. So it's giving you that engineering option that you can either go from, for example, if we're using the Enterprise as the option, 3 attack dice up to 5 by disabling 2 of your shields, which would maybe take you down to 1 if you're starting with 3. Or you can repair 1 of those shield tokens and reduce your attack by 2, so you go down to 1 attack, but you'd actually repair 1 of your shield tokens, maybe giving you back to that full 3 points that you've got there. So very, very useful 5 pointer because you've got that option. It is a disable, so you are effectively be able to use this again and again. I think this was one of the issues with earlier on in the game, was that they had a lot of disable cards that gave you big options and big advantages. I think if you looked at the later waves now, this would probably become a discard rather than a disable, purely because of the massive crew advantage that it gives you, particularly around that increase in the shields that you can get from this one. So yeah, amazing card, always worth recruiting that one. Down into your 3-point crew cards, you've got Uhura. She's discarded immediately before you move in order to change your maneuver this round. So you can set your maneuver up, and again, this is kind of that unpredictability factor that you get a little bit of with this pack. So Naya to Uhura, you can set your maneuver, and then just before you're about to play it, you can change where you want to go. Particularly if you've got Kirk there as your captain, with that 9 crew skill that he's got, that 9 captain skill that he's got, you are going to be moving quite late in the game, potentially one of the last people to move, if not the last person to move in that round, unless you're playing somebody like Shinzon, who also has a 9 captain skill. So that will come in really handy, because you can see what everybody else is doing and then move accordingly. Also note with this one, there's no restriction on what you can change that maneuver to, so you can use any of the maneuvers that your ship is capable of, which is pretty cool. Again, just thinking back to that Uhura card, later waves that would probably restrict you to changing it to a 1 or a 2, just to kind of contain and control what you're doing. But this, as you'll see from the pack, there's a lot of things that would have been changed and developed. And I think they should have maybe redeveloped this pack for this wave rather than just re-releasing it. Sulu, his action is to add 2 to your agility for the rest of the round. Each time you defend this round, you may convert 1 battle station result into a evade result. 3 points again on your crew. Yeah, another one that you go, this would either be a disable or a discard if it was made in the later waves. Adding 2 to your shields takes you up to 3 points. If you defend, so you convert 1 of those battle stations into an evade. It's a neat little card. He's giving you a lot of tactical ability. Interesting that you've got no Chekhov card in this pack, so Sulu takes that kind of tactical role on that Chekhov did, particularly in motion picture, where where he was the kind of tactical officer, and also to some degree, Sulu did actually do some of the phaser firing that we saw in the original series. So you could have used either ones for these, but yeah, interesting card again. Very open to your interpretation of what you want to do with it. Last card, again a 3-pointer, is your Leonard Mccoy. Discard him. A discard, amazing. To allow one of your crew upgrades to perform its action as a free action. So you could use any of your Uhuras, your Sulus, your Spocks, your Scotties as an additional action if you disable Mccoy. Interestingly, he's the only disable in the entire pack for your crew. So it would be a wise option to use him kind of sparingly, I would think. But it does mean that you're going to be able to use 2 pretty decent size upgrades during the same round. So your Spocks and your McCoy, Spocks and your Scotties you could use together. Sulus and your Scotties. It's going to help you defend, but also help you attack at the same time. So yeah, pretty good, pretty amazing card there to use. Unusually, you get 3 options for elite actions. There are no tech upgrades with the Enterprise Constitution class, but we do get Cochrane Deceleration Maneuver. So this means if you performed a 1 forward maneuver this round, you can discard it to come about, which is basically if you do a full 180 and then place an auxiliary power token beside your ship. And of course, being the Enterprise, if you use it on this one, you aren't going to lose the ability to perform an action as well because of its unique action. 5 point for this one, very worthwhile. But you are going to be restricted on your movement, so you are going to be going for a 1 forward and then having to look at doing a flip. But it puts you into better position probably for an attack, which you can then use your cards like your Sulus or your Scotties to then provide a stronger attack. So to Corbomite Maneuver, again, 5 point elite action. You discard this upgrade to prevent all enemy ships from attacking you this round. You cannot attack this round, so a bit of a time for a regroup. The opportunity to rebuild those shields potentially with your Scotty card to give yourself a bit more space and time, build yourself back up to be able to go back into the fight. Pretty much a very useful card. As you've seen with the elite upgrade that you can use with Kirk, you can use 2, keep them flipped over. This one, I think all 3 of the ones that you've got within this pack are really viable options to be having as your hidden card. Especially this last one, which I'm sure is the one that causes the most controversy ever, which is Cheat Death. I've seen games where you're not allowed to play it because if your ship was just destroyed for 5 points, you can buy this one. You discard it to remove 1 damage card at a time from your ship until the amount of damage is 1 point less than your hull value. So with the Enterprise, that would take it up to 3. And you flip all remaining damage cards face down. So effectively you bring yourself back to 3 points on hull over a series, I'm guessing the way this is written, over 3 turns. Bring yourself back into the game, don't tell yourself out of it, and then each round you increase yourself by 1 point. So get destroyed, ignore that, start from the 0, 3, 2, 1, back up, and back in the game. So yeah, an interesting card, one that I know is very controversial because effectively once you're gone. Interesting that some of these cards are using the Enterprise movie refit pictures rather than TOS pictures, as we've seen with Corbomite Deceleration Maneuver as well. It's using it as something that's a sort of photo impression from Star Trek 2, the Enterprise versus the Reliant, and then you've got Corbomite Maneuver, which is luckily playing from the original series. But yeah, a good set, a good card, and well interesting to play. Your mission still, as it has been with the first time this was out, is Kobayashi Maru, the overview. 2 players, 12 mission tokens and an objective token. You are looking to rescue that strange little freighter. It is weighted towards the 3 Klingon ships versus your 1 Federation ship, and it's a test of skill and character. If you're a Federation player, the idea is to win and to rescue the freighter. If you're the Klingon player, just blow the Federation player to bits. So there we have it. A little bit shorter than usual, but then I think that this is a pack that everybody's kind of seen already. It's a decent ship, it's a decent pack, it's an amazing pack for upgrades, to be fair with you, and the elite actions. But as a ship, pretty disappointing because it is just so flipping tiny. But there we go. Next up, we will be having the, what should we go for? Let's go for the IKS Drovana. a Vorcha class attack cruiser based in the Next Generation. Until then, please subscribe, like, or even go and listen to our podcast, which we've now launched over on the SCOST site, and we shall talk to you soon.
Transfer complete.